Hey beautiful people, it's me Daryl and I'm back with another video. Today's video will be a reading of The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. Oh, sigh, this book was enchanting. It was enchanting. It enraptured me. I just believe it's a tasty treat. It's delicious. It's all the things. I was really in the mood for classics and modern classics lately, and this hit the sweet spot, considered a modern classic. I went through a lit degree and I never read Edith Wharton, and now I'm like hitting myself in the head, like why? Why has this not come into my orbit before? So now after reading this, I'm like eyeing House of Mirth, and like I just need more Edith Wharton in my life. So yeah, I wanted to do a reading from this book. I feel like I might be stumbling all over like when I do the reading because there is a lot of like names and things going on, but in a way it makes sense because this book is like really, tackling like the bourgeoisie and all the excess and the decadence and the, like just everybody is like performing all the time and like, all the brand names and all the like top-notch stuff that you own and the high society people that and it's just on and on and on and on. But I chose like a beautiful passage in my opinion that I want to give a read. And yeah, so hopefully the first paragraph, I feel like I might stumble a little bit, but it should flow a little bit easier. But anyway, let's get into it. When the men joined the ladies after dinner, the Duke went straight up to the Countess Olenska, and they sat down in a corner and plunged into animated talk. Neither seemed aware that the Duke should first have paid respects to Mrs. Lovell Mingott and Mrs. Headley Shivers, and the Countess have conversed with that amiable hypochondriac Mr. Urban Dagonet of Washington Square, who, in order to have the pleasure of meeting her, had broken through his fixed rule of not dining out between January and April. The two chatted together for nearly 20 minutes. Then the Countess rose and, walking alone across the wide drawing room, sat down at Newland Archer's side. It was not the custom in New York drawing rooms for a lady to get up and walk away from one gentleman in order to seek the company of another. Etiquette required that she should wait, immovable as an idol, while the men who wished to converse with her succeeded each other at her side. But the Countess was apparently unaware of having broken any rule. She sat at perfect ease in a corner of the sofa beside Archer and looked at him with the kindest eyes. "I want you to talk to me about May," she said. Instead of answering her, he asked, "You knew the Duke before?" "Oh yes, we used to see him every winter at Nice. He's very fond of gambling. He used to come to the house a great deal." She said it in the simplest manner, as if she had said, "He's fond of wildflowers." And after a moment she added candidly, "I think he's the dullest man I ever met." This pleased her companion so much that he forgot the slight shock her previous remark had caused him. It was undeniably exciting to meet a lady who found the Van der Luydens' Duke dull, and dared to utter the opinion. He longed to question her, to hear more about the life of which her careless words had given him so illuminating a glimpse. But he feared to touch on distressing memories, and before he could think of anything to say, she had strayed back to her original subject. "May is a darling. I've seen no young girl in New York so handsome and so intelligent. And you are very much in love with her?" Newland Archer reddened and laughed, as much as a man can be. She continued to consider this thoughtfully, as if not to miss any shade of meaning in what he said. "Do you think, then, there is a limit to being in love? If there is, I haven't found it." She glowed with sympathy. "Ah, it's really and truly a romance." "The most romantic of romances." "How delightful. And you found it all for yourselves? It was not in the least arranged for you?" Archer looked at her incredulously. "Have you forgotten," he asked with a smile, "that in our country we don't allow our marriages to be arranged for us?" A dusky blush rose to her cheek, and he instantly regretted his words. "Yes," she answered, "I'd forgotten. You must forgive me if I sometimes make these mistakes. I don't always remember that everything here is good that was bad where I've come from." She looked down at her Viennese fan of eagle feathers, and he saw that her lips trembled. "I'm so sorry," he said impulsively. "But you are among friends, you know." "Yes, I know. Wherever I go, I have that feeling. That's why I came home. I want to forget everything else to become a complete American again, like the Mingotts and Wellens, and you and your delightful mother, and all the other good people here tonight. Ah, here's May arriving, and you will want to hurry away to her, she added, but without moving, and her eyes turned back from the door to rest on the young man's face. The drawing rooms were beginning to fill up with after-dinner guests, and following Madame Olenska's glance, Archer saw May Welland entering with her mother. In her dress of white and silver, with a wreath of silver blossoms in her hair, the tall girl looked like a Diana, just alighting from the chase. "Oh," said Archer. "I have so many rivals, you see she's already surrounded. There's the Duke being introduced." "Then stay with me a little longer," Madame Olenska said in a low tone, just touching his knee with her plumed fan. It was the lightest touch, but it thrilled him like a caress. I absolutely love everything about this book. And I watched the movie adaptation directed by Martin Scorsese over the weekend, and I'm shocked that I had never seen that before. I don't know how I went through lover of films and all that and never saw that. And it was the best adaptation. It was just, I couldn't ask for more. Watch that, please. And especially Winona Ryder as May in that is superb. But anyway, that is all that I wanted to talk about. Please read this book. Have you read this book? Have you read Edith Wharton before? What would you suggest that I read next from her bibliography? Did you like this book? Did you not like this book? Did you see the movie adaptation? Did you not like the movie adaptation? Let me know all of the things. And thank you again for watching. Love you always. Peace and love. Bye.